and welcome to Life Less Ordinary. It is a lovely sunny morning and it's very exciting because we have lots of berries ready to pick on the Loganberry and boysenberry vines that are here. So I thought I'd show them to you and you can see how much we're going to get, and this is just for one picking. We've already done a number of pickings over the last couple of days. What I tend to do, other than the kids eating them straight off the vines, we do freeze them so that I can get a large amount in a month's time or so, or when I've got some time. And then I can make up large batches of jams, even some syrups, so boysenberry syrup. We do not have the raspberries yet ready, so they should be ready in a couple of weeks, but as I'll show you in a second, you can see that there is a lot of berries on these vines and they are very nice. So you can see the darker berries in there. They're the ones that are ripe and ready to be picked. You can see the lighter ones that are still coming through. So that just tells me that we've got a good week, 2 weeks even, just looking at some of these, although those kind of look like raspberries, that we've got a good number of weeks of berries. And if you've watched any of my previous videos, you'll know that this isn't all just one or two berries, canes. So we've got boysenberries here, loganberries here, but the majority from probably around here down are actually raspberries, until right at the end we've got 2 blackberries. And the thinking behind that is that we will actually get probably 3 months worth of berries out of this. It won't be that whole 3 months, but so we're in November now. November we're harvesting these. December we'll be harvesting these. Then late January, early Feb will be the blackberries down the back. So in the space of 5 minutes I've managed to pick this many berries, and there is still a lot on the vines here. But just when thinking about planting varieties, it's the same with any of the vegetables, even the fruit trees that we have planted. I wouldn't necessarily choose to plant any more loganberries. So we're at the moment, just seeing this, we're thinking it would actually be quite nice to do another row of berries somewhere. So we actually need to think about where we can do that. But in doing that, we then get to evaluate which berries we are more likely to eat. The loganberries in particular I find just a little bit too tart for me. The kids don't seem to mind it. When it comes to making jams, I really like the boysenberry, so I would be more than likely to plant a lot more canes of boysenberries if we were to do another row of this. And as I've said in other videos, more blackberries, the thornless ones. It just makes being able to espalier them like we have done so much more simpler and less fraught with scratching from the lovely spikes that they produce. So that's something that you need to think about when you are starting out with growing berries, and like I said, with any other fruit and vegetable. I mean, when it comes to vegetables, I only plant the things that we eat, because particularly if you have a limited garden space, there's no point in, for example, we don't eat kale. We're a kale no family here. There is no way I would plant kale. It would look nice, I guess, visually. However, we need the garden space for things that we are actually going to eat. So these are all things that you kind of need to take into account when you are planting things and choosing varieties for the berries, fruits, and also with the vegetables and the seeds that you are going to plant. Anyway, hopefully this has been helpful. Thank you for joining us in our Life Less Ordinary